Morning, 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 everyone. Let me close Photoshop. What the fuck I have Photoshop open. So today we have actually a pretty clear day in terms of opportunity, right? So let's see. Let me drink some water. Today we're pretty clear on going higher, right? At least we're talking USD pairs, basically principal pairs. So DXY, obviously we're still going lower. We did reach this liquidity, which makes it slightly potentially for reversal, because yeah. So let's go over DXY first. So DXY does in still look bearish, right? But we just took this major low. We have so many lows that we took, which we might be a reason for a bit of reaction high, right? I'm not like trying to predict the reaction. I'm just trying to anticipate it in terms of. We also have this consolidation here, which might cause a reaction because we have to retrace. That's what I see, at least in my eyes. 4 hour here is really balanced. So if we reject, we're most likely gonna start drawing towards this because this is the most optimal POI. Otherwise, if we start displacing lower, we will probably reach lower. But for now, even 1 hour looks pretty clear on going lower. Let me actually 1 second. Let me actually open up my live if I can see it. Okay, so we're pretty clear on going lower, at least for now, right? We're pretty clear on going lower. We just know that there is a chance we start seeing some rejection. If we do start seeing some bullish structure, then we can bet on price coming towards a better POI. Unless if we keep displacing lower, we're just gonna continue lower. Asia just left like clear bearish order flow here. FVG got respected, then price retested the supply from the net FVG and started displacing lower. So at this point, it's pretty clear that we have bearish order flow, and so we have pretty clear bearish bias. Same with euro. We formed a really strong low here, really strong rebalance between two highs here. These lines are two highs, so this here is a really strong low that most likely will cause that reaction towards next draw liquidity. So we have really clear bias, but we have like a initiation setup where we initiate, retrace, and then continue higher. What I don't like is that this initiation is kind of slow, and there is, as I said, there is a potential we react of this and start coming for the slow and then continue higher. That's why I don't really like euro and I don't really like DXY. That's why I chose AUD, USD, and GU for today. Like still going higher, still towards drawn liquidity, like the same idea. There's something really interesting that happened on GU is how we use these two POIs here, this and this. First, we cleared the second POI, the 1 DP premium. Use that those sellers to retrace towards this, retest it, hold it higher, and continue. So it's a really clear bullish order flow. Now we're initiating above this bearish FVG, and I want to see a retest and just to continue towards the higher time frame draw. It's pretty clear right now that we're reaching into the high, so it's a really simple bias day. It's really clear we're reaching into second drawn liquidity, which is this. Alright, so a retest of this inversion and continuation higher. This is my idea for GU, and we see that also we had a 1 hour getting rebalanced here. So price for now, it has no reason to retrace until that high gets taken. Okay, so 50 minute again, same idea. What I'm looking on the 50 minute is we have this high and we have a gap printed around this area. So I want to see a retest of that 50 minute FVG 4 hour inverse to draw towards this highs. We're opening London, so most likely we're going to see that retrace coming in. Same with AUD USD. We're just really clear on going higher. We have a better objective on AUD USD. We have really clear equal highs here that we should reach into. And it's the same idea. I'm looking for that break of the FVG initiation setup, FVG overlapping with that high of the inverse, and I'm just looking at a retest to hold this FVG higher. It's in a score is really simple, and this is really interesting. I think never in my life have I seen a smaller Asia than this on DAX. DAX is in kind of 50-50 spot, but I still feel like we're gonna do something like this and start going lower. but it's not really necessarily like something I want to trade. Like, look at Asia, bro. Like, this is the smallest Asia I've seen so far in my life. I also liked USD JPY. We printed really clear bearish order flow here of this 4-hour AVG, reaching into higher time frame draw, which is this lows and this low basically. But the thing is, we already like had the move lower of Asia, of this Asia 1-hour AVG, 1-hour inverse here. So we're probably just gonna keep displacing lower without really seeing a retracement. We don't really have clear POI. So at this point, we're probably just gonna displace lower. So to summarize, my biggest pairs for today is gonna be AUD/USD, GBP/USD, and DAX. If we get that sell, UK, I'm also kind of interested in buying. So instead of selling, I'm interested in buying because we have a 4-hour inverse here. We have a 4-hour inverse here. So this is my bullish edge getting triggered. We have a higher time frame getting taken. So it makes sense for me to draw higher towards this, especially if we come in this order block. So overall, it's an interesting day. I don't know if I want to. I don't think necessarily I want to trade like UK or DAX. We'll see. I'm gonna monitor them, but generally, I still wanna trade like AUD/USD. It feels like good, even though it's a New York pair. I feel like we're gonna initiate higher towards this liquidity. And Euro, I said I don't really like. It feels like 50-50, and it has a really high chance in my eyes of reacting of this rejection block here. If you don't, that's completely fine. But Euro, my intuition tells me that I shouldn't really trade. I don't really like. For example, this I like Geo higher time frame. How we're looking, how we respect and how we left is pretty clear. We're reaching towards draw. Same with AUD/USD. We have a really clear higher time frame objective. Higher time frame, I really like it. Right, even if we go on the lower time frame, it's the same thing. I really like it. We're having an initiation setup with a gap printed around these highs and this. So it's like a lot of confluence. It's pretty heavy confluence around this FVG here. I'm gonna wait for this FVG to get taken because it's also an equilibrium prices almost. So pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. We're looking at higher prices basically. What I don't really like is that a lower time frame is a balance. We see 5-minute and 3-minute being really balanced, but I don't think it generally matters unless we obviously reach first into draw, and then we have a really high chance of reversal. After we reach draw, there's a really high chance of reversal. Like, this is where I'm gonna watch for my higher time frame edge getting triggered, because once if we take this highs and my higher time frame edge gets triggered, we're really likely to go lower, like hella lower, because it's a pretty strong high, and I feel like we're gonna at least see a retracement. Same with AUD/USD. We're really strong here, probably reaching back into this. So yeah, we'll see. But until now, bias is very clear being bullish. Like, there is no doubt about it. We're bullish. We have a good inversion on both pairs, so we have a POI to trade around of, and we have lower time frame aligning with that idea. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, we're looking at really clear buys here for today. We're just waiting for London Open to see what happens. I feel like I don't really want to like just sit and watch. I feel like maybe I'm gonna backtest until because that's why I need to be a bit more, how do I say, a bit more, I don't know, effective with my time. So yeah, a bit more effective. For now, I'm gonna wait and see, but as I said, we're probably gonna see a retrace. Even though lower time frame range is balanced, we have really two key things that are gonna help us determine whether this area is likely to hold or not. We have this highs here, which is also obviously a good zone to try and trade off of. We have 4-hour inverse. That's everything we need, and we have equilibrium of the range we just initiated on. So we do have confluence. We're not trading this displacement naked. If we would have traded this displacement naked, then we would have needed we wouldn't have traded it because it's just really balanced. But now we don't care about that balance because we have our confluence on our side for this area right here to hold price higher. if that makes sense. I would wanna, this is good. I like how this gap looks on AUDUSD, perfectly aligned with that FVG high. That inverse high range is a bit better on AUDUSD to look for pricing higher. I just want to see a retracement. I want to see price take its time to retrace. Like I would like to see like a 30-minute, like two candles form, two 50-minute candles form, and then on 10:30 we look to take buys from here. In terms of economical calendar, today we're in 14th of April. We don't really have heavy news. We have a pretty decent trading day, but we don't have heavy news. Um, we have pretty low probability news. We have this, which is okay. So let's actually go over this and see what we have tomorrow. Also pretty decent. We're gonna have some GBP news. CAD we don't really care. So again, pretty decent day in terms of probably more London heavy since we have this medium impact. But again, decent day, but not like really great. Wednesday CPI, we have CPI on GBP. I really like this news. I really like to trade around this news. So Wednesday is going to be a really high quality day for us to trade on. We have Fed Chair Powell speaks at 8:30. We have FOMC now this week, I feel like. Or we don't. Wait. We have policy statement. These are also pretty big news. There's going to be a lot of volatility with unemployment claims. It's going to be really heavy. Like we have basically 1 hour of really heavy news on Thursday. So we'll see. Don't we have FOMC? Shouldn't we have FOMC on Friday? FOMC member. Friday obviously is gonna be most likely not a trading day since it's probably Easter. That's why. But shouldn't we have like Friday and Monday were gonna be no trading days? Tuesday probably gonna start moving again. Wednesday, oof, we have this. This is that heavy London day. But we're looking decent, right? Even for next week. I don't think this will matter. Italian bank holiday is kind of useless. It's not gonna really matter, so it's okay. Like in terms of economical calendar, we're doing pretty fine. At least for this week, we're chilling. Wednesday is probably gonna be the best day for us to try and trade within. So let's see, like what here we're doing. So we're probably gonna draw towards this only, okay. As I said, the USD JPY is most likely just gonna go lower. Like there's no need for price to retrace really. But I do like AUDUSD. I do like AUDUSD a bit more because it has this gap more clear compared to GU where it's so many gaps. It's two gaps. I don't, you know what I mean? Compared to this, just opened London but did nothing. So as I said, I would like price to see, like, take its time, slow around, maybe build some sell side here and then take it, and then we look to enter. This is what I would like this is what would be my optimal case scenario here for us to trade within. If we inverse this, obviously we're most likely gonna go lower, so our key is definitely this area. So yeah, let's see how though. Just it's weird. Like, what is this? Why are we moving like we are in a bank holiday? We're kind of lacking volatility. So yeah, I feel like I want to eat, so I'm gonna go make some cereal and come back. Because obviously price is still gonna take its time a bit to. Then this is what I want to see. I want to see price take its time to print this setup, and then yeah. Euro, as I said, I don't like, and that's pretty much it. Like, this are gonna be the pairs we're most likely gonna trade today. Euro and I mean, kind of this. Euro, I just want to monitor it, but I don't really want to trade. And USD JPY, I really doubt we're gonna see. But okay, gold I don't like. It's just choppy. Has a really high chance of reversing soon. GJ, like not really my type. You know what I mean? And yeah. AUDSD and GU still to stay the best pair. So this is probably the pairs I'm gonna look to trade today if we have an opportunity. But as I said, I would wanna see more structured format. And I don't really like just trading straight off that. Like just buying straight off that gap. I'm just gonna eat and come back after I finish. clearly need to wait for some more structure, right? As I said, we need to wait for some more structure. So it's gonna take some time to print this setup, but that's okay, right? That's okay. So yeah, Euro's kind of going lower. This looks like a relatively decent demo trade. As I said, my intuition kind of told me that we're gonna go lower, but it's not like we do not have confluence to solve right here, right? So I realized recently that my edge, why did I say it so weird? I realized recently that my edge is my intuition, basically. And that's what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm gonna be heavily reliant on my intuition because my intuition is my edge. That's what I realized. Especially how I realized this is going on this losing streak, on this bad losing period. I realized what was I doing before that was working. You know what I mean? What was I doing before that was actually getting me consistent profits, because I was profitable for about 1 month and a half. I was consistently making money, consistently growing the account that I have. So I had to kind of step back and self reflect and realize, okay, what was I doing here that was working, right? Because I can show you my equity curve. As we see here, I was consistently profitable, especially from here to here. I was consistently going up, having small losses, winning, win, win, one loss, win, one loss, one loss, win. So it's basically we had a pretty high win rate. So this exactly here is me finding my edge. And then I went off that edge. I stopped doing what I was doing here and went on a massive losing streak. So I was thinking to myself, I had to self-reflect and realize, okay, and think, what was I doing here? And by self-reflection and so on, I realized that my edge, what I was doing here is listening to my intuition, because my intuition is my strongest point, right? Because it is like I actually made the drawing and I want to make a video out of this. So wait, let me try and find that real quick. Probably no one's watching, but I still like to talk about this. Why wouldn't I talk? So, oh my god, where is it? I have too many drawings in here. Fuck, it's so annoying. Okay, here. So I found that this is the formula for profitability in trading. This is profitability. First, you have psychology, which is the basis, the foundation. This is optional because if you have a good psychology, it will not matter what your psychology is. But this is your edge, is your subconscious or your intuition and your strategy. It's a combination of both. What intuition actually does is enhance your strategy. As I said many times, a stock strategy has 30 to 50% win rate at most. What makes it have higher win rate than that, and what makes you actually really highly profitable on a long-term basis, is your subconscious or your AI within you, because it's like an AI, right? And then obviously feedback, which is journaling and improving every time. So the biggest edge, the edge is right here, your strategy and your subconscious. Is not a strategy alone. If you take strategy alone, most likely you're not going to be profitable. You're going to be really, which is exactly what happened to me there, where I wasn't really profitable. I went on a losing streak. That's because I stopped using my intuition, which is my biggest edge in the market, my biggest advantage. Because in this intuition, in this subconscious, is where all my skill lies within, and that skill can really turn a 30% win rate into an 80% win rate, because that's where all the journals have been stored. That's where all the experience, that's where everything is stored. So what I have to do for me to be profitable is heavily rely on my intuition. That's basically it, and that's what I'm gonna do today, and that's what I'm keep doing for now, because I know this is gonna turn me profitable. Not this, not this, not this. Obviously, psychology is important because it's a foundation. So you have to have good psychology for you to apply your edge. Otherwise, if you had a bad psychology, your edge automatically is gonna fall. and this is the action that you have to do, which is journaling and doing everything. So this is the formula for profitability. Good psychology, your edge of heavily relying on your intuition. Now I'm talking about myself and what is my edge, heavily relying on intuition or your AI. What a framework of a strategy and feedback, journaling, improving every time you apply your edge, and that's just gonna make it grow more and get better and better and enhance your strategy even more. So everything revolves around your intuition. Obviously, as I said, psychology needs to be okay. So everything revolves around intuition. That's why I understood, right? Because now, even now, oh yeah, maybe even let's say price broke here, price would have broke here up, I wouldn't have entered it because my intuition tells me that I need to wait for some more structure here, for some sell side being built, then sweep that sell side and then look for buys, right? What this intuition does is like filter me from a loss. Because imagine I would have bought here because of FOMO or because of not listening to my intuition, I would have just gotten a stopped out. And there's been many times where my intuition not only filters losing trades, but also takes good winning trades. I don't know how to explain, but it enhances because how does the intuition actually enhance your strategy is first of all skipping losing trades, and second of all taking trades that are not fully valid on your strategy but you know are gonna work. That's how uh, basically your intuition is gonna filter and improve your win rate, and that's what it's job at. For me, I have, if I fully use my intuition, I'll have at least the minimum 60% win rate. The minimum. I usually have around 60 to 80%. I would say I have win rate. So that's what I did in that period that I was growing consistently, where I had like, this was at least 60% win rate from here to here. This was because we had 1 win, 2 win, 1 loss, 3 win, 1 loss. I would call this actually 2 loss, 3 win, 1 loss. So 2 1, 2 3, 3 win, 3 loss, 4 win. Like 60, yeah, 60% win rate I had around here. Even though these losing trades were kind of stupid, it's true. They could have been filtered and would have had way higher win rate, and that is, yeah, now you can see, oh my god, I'm scared. No, I'm reaching this minus 1.5%. I'm not, bro. I'm just trusting myself because why am I trusting myself? Because I know if I heavily rely on my intuition, and that's what I'm gonna do from now on, I'm gonna be highly profitable. And there is no way for me to lose this account because I know my intuition is at a really high level, and it's impossible for me not to take a winning trade and not to escape drawdown if I heavily rely on my intuition. So my job as a trader is, first of all, obviously have the good psychology, which was in that formula. So have a good focus on the process, don't care about the results, which is the key. Don't care about the results, but stay focused on the process, which will allow me to not have emotions interfere with me applying my edge. Second is me trading and heavily relying on intuition, whether to take a trade or not take a trade, because this will position myself automatically in a really high probability scenario, because my intuition knows what works and what doesn't, and what has a really high chance of winning and what doesn't. So obviously positioning myself in good quality trades, having a good win rate, and then the last job is to improve, like just improve every time I apply my edge, even if it's a win lose break even, it doesn't matter what the result of the trade is. My job is to improve, refine my edge, and give back feedback to my subconscious, to my AI, to my intuition, because my intuition will get better by the feedback I give it to. If I'm focused on losing, I'm focused on the fact that I lost, and on results, I'm just gonna give it negative feedback, and my subconscious, instead of improving, is gonna get worse because I'm not giving it the feedback that it needs to. Our subconscious mind is a success driven mechanism, a goal driven mechanism, a mechanism that it's very similar to an AI. That's why I called it an AI, because it's meant to fulfill a purpose, no matter what the purpose is. If you give a negative purpose, the subconscious will try and fulfill that purpose. If you give it a positive purpose, it will try and fulfill that purpose. It's a mechanism that it's meant to fulfill goals, either be negative or positive, right? So that's why it's similar to an AI. Whatever you're gonna give to an AI, so for example, you talk to GBT, whatever goal you're gonna give it to is gonna solve it to you. And then besides that, how does it improve based on feedback? How does GBT improve? How does ChatGPT improve based on the feedback it gets from the people it talks to? So same as our intuition in trading, it gets better by the feedback you give it to, by the trades you took, and by the refining mistakes and trying to get better. That's how it improves, right? It automatically improves based on the feedback you give it to. So let's say my intuition is wrong. So let's say uh, my intuition told me to sell here. Okay, so let's say this would end up in a loss. Then why was my intuition wrong? And then okay, so this is just bullish. Give it a reason. Okay, next time my intuition will know not to sell here. Does it make sense? I don't know how to explain, but yeah, intuition is really powerful tool, which actually is our subconscious mind. So if a lot of people don't actually talk about this and they don't use this, but I'm not gonna be stupid enough not to use the biggest tool we have. I'm not gonna be stupid enough to not use the strongest tool we have within us and our only advantage over AI, which is our subconscious mind. Because we have our subconscious is a way stronger AI than ChatGPT or any other AI because it also has intuition. It's basically an advanced AI that has some divine power into it, if that makes sense. So it's way stronger than ChatGPT or something like that. It's way stronger. That's our that's our biggest advantage, and I plan on using it. I have no reason not to use it, and I know, especially now, I know that, and I've talked about this many times, but people actually are not aware of this. People actually think that profitability comes from respecting rules, and that's not true. That profitability, yes, you can be profitable, but you're gonna be barely profitable by respecting rules only. As I said many times, I've tested a lot of strategies, and every strategy I tested on a long-term basis do not have more than 50% win rate. They do not have more than 50% win rate, no matter what. They don't have more than 50% win rate. So if you want to be highly profitable, which everyone wants to be, because that's how you're going to make the most amount of money, you need to use and rely on your most powerful tool, which is actually our subconscious mind, because that's what's going to enhance your strategy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like for me, it's simple. Like I understand this thing, but people don't really understand that we have such a powerful tool within us, which is our subconscious. Like our subconscious is where a lot of power lies. Like we're only using 3%, or no, not 3%, like I think 7 or 8% of our brain. Why? Because the rest is in our subconscious where all the power relies. All the power relies. So why are you not gonna use all your skill and stick to some rules? Some rules are not gonna compare to the skill and to the experience that are stored in my subconscious, right? In my subconscious, because all the experience you have is stored there. All the experience you have and all the skill you have basically in trading is stored there. And making money in trading is just a matter of skill. It's not a matter of who has the best strategy, it's a matter of skill, because there is no strategy that's better than 50% win rate, at least what I've seen. There is none. There is none. What makes a strategy work really well is experience and your subconscious, basically. And that is where my edge relies, and I'm going to use it. That's why I had 10% weeks until now. Even though I had some psychology problems that made me not fully take those 10% weeks, that's another part. That's just a psychology issue. But those were traits that I actually wasn't. And because of psychology, I made some issues that I didn't. I made, instead of making 10%, I made like 3%. But that's not the point. The point is that 10% weeks are possible for me. It's been 3 weeks that I've seen with 10% because of my intuition being able to show me what are the good trades, what are the bad ones. I don't know if this makes sense. Like many people actually are not aware of this, but it's such a powerful tool that it's a shame not to use it. For example, even here, I don't like this. I'm not gonna take this trade. I just don't like it. I want to see more structured form. Geo is most likely gonna sweep this low, so I'm not gonna do that. And what I've seen my intuition do, you cannot even imagine, bro. Like you're gonna reach a point where your intuition is gonna feel like magic. For me, especially since I've been working so hard and studying a lot and backtesting a lot, my intuition is extremely strong. And I've been saying this a lot of times. It's not enough to be profitable. It's way more than enough to be profitable. It's just I need to use it. That's basically it, and that's what I've been doing and trying to implement in all this break-even period. Is trying to implement my all this break-even period is trying to implement my intuition, That was basically, that's why I turned break even, because I was struggling to find that edge. And now I found it. Now I have some rules. Obviously, you cannot use only intuition and you cannot use only rules to be able to get the best results. So you have to use a combination of both. So I do have now the perfect framework for me, my perfect way of trading. I just have to stick to it. That's pretty much it. Like here it's like iffy. Like, yeah, the setup looks relatively good, but I don't like it. If I feel hesitant, like if I feel like 50-50, it's again my intuition telling me, bro, you shouldn't. You shouldn't really trade. For me, it looks just like a raid on liquidity, and probably now is gonna close that gap. So why would I trade? It's just heavily relying on intuition, and as long as this is everything I have to do, just heavily rely on my intuition. First of all, basis obviously not let psychology get into the way, so not have emotions when I trade, because if you have emotions, you're not gonna be able to listen to your biggest tool, which is your intuition. So yeah, I just wanted to put this out there. Like, intuition is the strongest tool, and many people don't actually even realize it. It's crazy, bro. You have no idea. I've did this a lot of times, and I've showed on my live what my intuition can do. Like some things where I just see a zone and I know it's gonna hold, or I just see an entry and I know it's gonna hold, where I instantly flip my bias based on intuition. There's so many things that my intuition did that feels like magic and feels like insider trading. And I've seen the power that intuition actually has, and it's absolutely fucking crazy, and it's a shame not to use it. It's a shame not to use it. That's why, and it's a shame not to improve it. That's why I treat journaling so serious, because what does really serious journaling do is give feedback to the subconscious and make it improve. Oh, actually, we actually sold off this. Yeah. So again, today, what did my intuition tell me? Bro, like, we're very likely to reject of this rejection block in London. We are. Even though it's not long term, or it doesn't look long term, it doesn't mean my intuition was right on this part, right? Geo, I would like to see those lows swept. Like, it's just too obvious equal lows. Geo, in terms of liquidity, Geo's building really nice equal lows here to get swept. So, bro, like, it's such a powerful tool, and I'll keep talking about this until I get really highly profitable, and I will really soon. It's impossible not to, because now I have the exact formula I need. I've learned everything I need to be profitable. I'm still gonna improve, but I have everything I need to be profitable. I would have been profitable way, 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 way sooner if I just listened to my intuition more. But I had to realize one thing, and I had to find a framework within that. A balance between intuition and rules that allows me to be profitable. And now that I found this balance, I'm gonna be highly profitable. 10% weeks are not gonna be just a dream, are gonna be a reality. Because this is what intuition does. I just gotta be here and be in a flow state where I don't come with no expectations. I don't come with the feeling of wanting to force a trade, with greed, with anything. I just am focused on the chart and what my inner AI tells me. Okay, is this trade looking good? Nah. Should I widen stop loss here? Should I make my stop loss smaller? Should I take partials? These are all decisions that I should listen to my intuition to, because no rule will ever have better performance than my intuition. Like, at this point that I'm currently right now, my intuition is a mountain compared to a tree. A tree is a strategy, and the mountain is my intuition. It's like, but you will see this, and obviously I did this a lot of times, but people are not actually gonna believe it, and people are not gonna listen. It seems like a bullshit thing, but if not many people understand this, I am, so I'm gonna use this, and that's the one of the reason. I think the biggest reason why I'm gonna be highly profitable is because I understand that we have such a powerful tool within us, which is our subconscious. Is the most powerful tool, not even only in trading, in everything you do. The subconscious is the most powerful tool we have within us. It's just a shame not to use it. Why wouldn't you use something that is so powerful, that can determine based on experience, that has so much data? As if you think about it, my subconscious has thousands of hours of work saved in there. and of life market experience of everything. So everything that I've been doing this past 3 years of trading, almost 3 years of trading, has been stored in there. Everything, every single gram of work that I've been doing is saved in there. So obviously you gotta use it. Otherwise, why did you study? To make some rules? Are you fucking serious? To make some rules that are not consistently profitable? Or, I mean, bruh, it's not no point. No trader ever have I seen talk about the subconscious mind. No trader ever in my life I've seen talk about the subconscious mind. I had to go out and find it myself. If you Google trading intuition, you will not find a good video about trading intuition. Look, I've searched it before. You're gonna find some bullshit videos that have intuition in trading. This goofy ass video. Like, obviously, Umar Ashraf is a really good trader. Like this. This guy, I actually didn't see this video. I actually maybe gonna watch this. So I know this guy. I've seen this guy, but yeah, there's no good video. Wait, I actually haven't seen this. Like when I only saw like a bullshit video like this. Okay, so there is not really in depth intuition studies where. See, so imagine like again here, look what my intuition did. Imagine buying here, buyers got rejected on that bullish candle, now it's getting stopped out. Like why the fuck would I not listen to my experience? It's the biggest tool. People are thinking it's like an addition, but it's not, bro. It's the biggest tool we have. Because that's well all the work you've been putting in has been started. Why would you trade with only some rules? Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like some rules don't hold so much power as your intuition does. But yeah, people don't realize this, but I do, because I've studied. Not only have I studied in trading, but I've always studied myself. I've studied myself and I've seen how I work and I've seen how I perform best. I've studied the subconscious mind, I've studied spirituality, I've studied all of those things that actually compound into me coming with this conclusion. It's not like a blind conclusion. People don't do this, people just neglect the intuition. But I am 100% certain that most of profitable traders use intuition at least to a certain extent. Maybe they don't rely on it so much like I do, but they use it to a certain extent because it's necessary for you to turn profitable. That's why I realized, and I'm pretty sure most of traders actually do this. They have to rely, because that's what actually gives you that edge. It actually is an edge, because a strategy offers you a base, a foundation, right? A foundation of a 30 to 40 to 50% win rate, which is barely profitable. You're gonna be profitable 3 months, and you're not gonna be. But what makes you be highly profitable and reverse that and be nine months profitable and 3 wins not is gonna be your intuition. There's no doubt about it. This is just how trading actually works, and people don't talk about it. So everyone says, "Oh, everything you need to be profitable is just a strategy, and you need to stick to it." Yeah, bro, that's what I thought as well, but it's not. That's what I thought when I started trading. That's what I thought for this first 2 years of trading, that everything comes to sticking to a strategy and respecting those rules, until I realized and I saw what my intuition started doing. Because after 2 years is generally where your intuition starts growing strong, and instead of being wrong, most of the times it start being right. Boom, that's it pretty much. And that's when you need to start implementing, and that's when break even phase comes through exactly for me. 2 years I've traded with a strict strategy, learning and developing experience. Then I saw what my intuition is capable of, then started implementing my intuition. When I started implementing my intuition, I went break even because I didn't find that sweet spot between rules and intuition. Now I found, and when I found the sweet spot between rules and intuition, I've been profitable consistently for 1 month and a half. Now I stopped using intuition, my edge falls off. Like there's no more, like there can be more proof than that. But you're gonna see, like until the summer I can, maybe even faster, but until summer I can almost guarantee that I'm gonna get a payout no matter what, because it's just a matter of coming in the market and letting my intuition do the work. Profitable trading is actually really simple, and it feels really easy when you reach this point, because all you have to do is not have emotions, sit back and have some framework of a trade. For example, have a strong higher time frame, have a strong 50 minute, and have a 3 minute entry, and you just gotta lay back and let your intuition do all the work. It's just flowing. Like, this is how profitable trading actually is. It's just flowing, letting your intuition do all the work. And it feels like a cheat code because you're kind of relying really hard on someone else to do your work, and it feels like a cheat code because, yeah, it feels like magic. You're not generally doing it consciously, something unconscious, and if that's why it kind of feels weird. But yeah, we're still waiting for that. Didn't you sweep those lows? Didn't yet. Yuki still had a lot of room to go, but yeah. Oh, actually, reverse of these lows. Okay. This is why I didn't want to trade GG. Just let it do the work, bro. Like, it's that simple. Profitable trading is flowing. That's what I learned, and I'm gonna prove it to you. And that's what I did before when I was really highly profitable. Just flow, let my intuition do the work. Don't come with any expectations. Don't do anything. Just let it do the work. That's it. Let it do the work. I don't trust this. I feel like the lows are gonna get swept again, or at least do something like this and then break. I feel like this becomes a really pivotal point. This does become a really pivotal point. So unless we kind of break it, if we hold it, we're fucked, right? We're fucked. We're probably gonna go lower. It's a really strong high that we're forming, and it's formed around a very pivotal point, which is that high of the inverse. So if we keep respecting this FVG, we're also respecting the high of the inverse, and we're very likely to go lower if that happens. Otherwise, if we break it, yeah, it might be a good buy. Like something like this low is pretty decent, it's pretty strong. So if we break it with my, where's my high? Oh shit, we have such a high. God damn, 6R. Yes, sir. But it's, to be honest, intuition, again, I actually even named my intuition. It's Apollo. Apollo, it's an AI from Horizon Forbidden, Horizon Horizon Zero Dawn, I think. Yeah. It's an AI, bro. Use it. It's like using ChatGPT. How are you gonna? So in today's day, how are you gonna be more productive or more effective by you trying to search every channel? Let's say you want to learn YouTube. How are you gonna be? How are you gonna learn YouTube faster by you trying to search on Google everything about YouTube and trying to learn it, or just using ChatGPT to learn that shit at him giving you the information you need? Obviously, by using ChatGPT. Same with trading, bro. Use your fucking intuition. This might be decent, but it's like still kind of iffy. I don't really like this, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest with myself, I don't like this. Even if it breaks now, I don't like how price looks. So it's probably even better off to wait for GU to sweep this low. I don't like this, even if he leaves. Uh, I don't like taking entries so close to London highs at all. I never do. I want to see a deeper pullback. It's not like even it's not even like deeper pullback as we had a deep pullback. It's just how price behaves here. I don't really like this choppiness. Like doom 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 doom. I don't like that shit. So we'll not force any trades. But obviously, yeah, it takes work to reach this, and this is how I'm gonna make hella fucking bets. Not not 2% a month, not 5% a month, fucking 20% months. And it's all gonna be based on the fact that I understand my intuition and the fact that I worked very, very, very hard to get my intuition to this place, because I journal way more than people do. I do more work than people think is necessary for you to be profitable. I do things that people don't think are necessary to be profitable, but I do it for me to trade at my maximum capacity. I can have a 50% win rate and make money and be happy with it, but I never was like that. My focus was always trading at my maximum potential, therefore obtaining the biggest results. So people might be fine with a 3% per month, but me, by optimizing my strategy and how I trade to the point where I trade at my full potential, 20% wakes are gonna be doable for me because of that, because I focused on finding a space where I can trade the best, like fully optimizing how I trade, not just only uh just being fine with the minimum of being profitable. And not only that, I do not trade one strict strategy. I trade the market. I understand how the market moves. I trade the market. I don't trade a strict strategy. There's a lot of differences between me and most traders, and that's why I explain a lot of times, and you're gonna see when I start blowing up. Even now, there's not even one single guy that is watching this live stream. Not one single guy that is watching this live stream. But do I care? I don't, because I know who I am and I know what point I will reach. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And it's all because I'm smart enough to understand what our biggest asset is, and I'm doing the work, and I learn 2 to 3 times faster than an average human being. So a human being might look at a video 3 times before it learns it. It learns what the concept in the video is. I look at it once and understand it. And what does this did? What does do? Is when every time I backtest it, every time I journal, I learn 3 times faster than a normal human being. Therefore, my intuition grew even more than that. And even ChatGPT, I talked with ChatGPT and it said like at 2.5 years that I currently am in, I have I am at the level of a 5 to 7 years old trader. So what is that? 2 to 3 times. 2 to 3 times. Because I learned faster and I did the work that most people don't do. It was the deadly combination, the brain to learn faster than most people and the discipline to do more work than most people. It's a deadly combination and it's exponential growth. That's why I improved so much that I don't even recognize myself, like how I traded in the summer. Like how I traded previous summer when I was trading the non-street strategy. I'm not even able to comprehend how much I've actually improved because I kept my head down and every time I looked to at ways to improve, I'm hungry to improve. Because there's another very important thing that I do is I improve no matter what the day is. For example, even if this day ends and there's not gonna be any trade at the end of the day, I'm still gonna learn something and improve. Ooh. So for me, as time passes, I grow. I consistently grow, like solo leveling, like Jinwoo that grows continuously. This is how I do. This is who I am in trading. Every day that passes within the market, I improve. No matter if I have a win, no matter if I lose, no matter if I have a break even, no matter if I don't have any trades, no matter if it's a bank holiday, no matter if it's a bank holiday, I'm not backtesting just for data. I'm backtesting to improve. My focus is only on improving as much as I can, and that's why my intuition has reached a level where it feels like it's doing magic, just because of that. Realistically, probably no trades, at least for London. I don't think so. But for today, for early week, we're oh, but this is a really pivotal point. How price is respecting this shit. Depending on a break higher, I still might consider taking it. Now we're kind of rejecting, so we're kind of looking like we're starting to break above it, but this looks like a really pivotal point. So if this holds lower, boom. Yo, I talked about some really important things. So even if you see this video, which I really doubt some people are actually gonna make it through this part of the video, either be now or either be after the live gets posted. If you actually watch through this video, you'll find so much value here because I talk about things not a lot of people do. Intuition is your biggest asset. You need to use it. Yes, trading with a strict strategy and trading with strict rules is a must phase you need to go through because that way you first learn the discipline to stick to your rules, which later on, meaning sticking to your intuition. And second of all, you're developing the experience with a strategy that you need to. You're developing the experience. Basically, you're developing your intuition, so your intuition reaching a skill where it can determine whether this trade is a winner or this trade is a loss. I don't know how to explain, but it's a process. It's a must face. It's a must face, definitely. Trading with a strict rule, a strict strategy. I can't wait for my PC to go live. I ordered a PC and yeah, I ordered like a lot of things. Would have wanted it to be from a payout, but sadly because of the mistakes I did. Uh, Now on this time, if I wouldn't have made these mistakes, like with not listening to my intuition, I would have already had a payout. But that's completely fine. Like it was a period I had to go through to realize what actually my edge was. I was basically applying my edge. Then I kind of forgot what was I doing? Like what did I do right? What was I doing? It kind of became like fog. And then I had to realize again, okay, what was I doing? So I need to I will keep this in mind at all times. And by keeping this in mind at all times, I'm going to automatically be profitable. Easy peasy. Whoa. I ordered like a lot of things. I ordered like a mouse, a keyboard, a monitor, a desk mat, and a really crazy PC. So I can't wait for it to arrive, and I'm gonna grind the fuck out of this. This is why I made a new PC, to grind, not to fucking waste time, bro. Like now it's kind of looking like it's breaking. So if you actually join the live right now, I saw like 3 people watching the live already left, but whatever. So look at what I talked previously, because it's really important. It's kind of looking like it's breaking, but should I trust this? I feel hesitant. I don't like when I feel hesitant and when I feel like I don't know, uncomfortable. That's what I know. I shouldn't actually trade this. So it's that simple. When I feel hesitant, I start sweating, I start getting hot. That's my intuition telling me, bro, don't trade this. Don't trade it. That simple. I'm still waiting for that sweep of the sell side here. It might be worthy of a demo, yes, but not live. Definitely not live. It's too close to London highs. So I don't like it's too risky for something like this to happen, and then even though the low looks pretty strong, yeah, it might be a fine trade. That just it's not price action that I'm really favorable of. Like even now taking this demo, I feel like, me, ew, bro. I feel so. Even the thought of me entering this trade makes me so uncomfortable. And that's my intuition. And I talk with GBT as well about this. Like your intuition will give slight nudges. It will not like tell you, okay, bro, enter this, don't enter this. It will do. It will give you signs through emotions. For example, when there's a trade you shouldn't be entering, it's gonna make you uncomfortable for how it's making me. Now, that's a signal that you should not enter it. When you're gonna enter a trade that's good, you're gonna feel at ease and relaxed and at peace. That's how your intuition is basically giving you signs through hesitation, through uncomfortability, and through feeling at peace. Those are some things that intuition does. Yeah, I probably know a trade today. This might work on AU because we're breaking a pivotal point, but I just don't trust it. Like the thing that is making me hesitate, and I think that most likely my intuition doesn't like, is the fact that we're too close to the highs here, and we lack displacement. We kind of lack displacement. I don't really see a reason we should react of this and reverse, but you never know. I don't really. It's like looks like a delayed model. It's really choppy. We do break a pivotal point. Maybe it's worth it, but I just don't like that we're really close to the London highs, to be honest. Euro's looking good. It's looking like it's breaking higher, but yeah. I'm gonna listen to my intuition because this is how I'm gonna be profitable. If my intuition feels really small portion of being hesitant, I'm not entering the trade. Because why is my intuition there? Your intuition is there always to help you. It was not once there to not help you, to put you into losing trades. Every time their intuition is wanting your good and is wanting you to succeed at the skill you're doing. So if it's telling you that you should not take a trade, it's because the trade is risky and he wants you to succeed and to avoid a loss. Duh. Like the fuck? That's simple, buddy. Let's see if it works or let's see if my intuition was right. For now, it looks like a pre-bearish reaction, but we don't know that. But my intuition is most of the times right. Euro, really slow bearish price. I'm probably gonna see like a failed swing. On a failed swing, I'm more down. For example, what does the failed swing mean? That we have a pretty strong 15-minute swing and then we get a reaction here that we're going lower and we get another entry pattern. This would be something I would trade, but other than that, hell nah. Hell nah, bruh. Intuition is king, bro. Like, this is what I've learned. Intuition is king, and you should listen to your intuition like you're listening to God. If God tells you something, you do it. You don't question, you don't doubt, you don't do any of that shit. You just listen. Just listen without questioning, without anything. If it says something, if it has hesitant, if it tells you why don't stop loss, if it tells you go high risk, if it tells you scale in, listen to it without questioning, without hesitating, not a single second. As you see now, the trade is really likely to lose because again, my intuition. I cannot explain this in theory. Like what my conscious mind sees now, it sees no real reason to react of this. Can you hear me? Okay, so sometimes my thing just disconnect randomly because I have like a pre dog shit a USB port. So yeah, listen to your intuition. Even now when I look at it, I feel uncomfortable. Even if it works, it doesn't matter. Maybe intuition was wrong. If it was wrong, then we improve. But in theory, yeah, it's a good break of a pivotal. We didn't take London high, so it would have actually made a pretty decent entry. But even when I look at it now, I still feel hesitant. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna improve. If I'm not, I'm not. I still feel like it's a choppy break. It's a really slow break. This is not a good quality displacement in whatsoever. It's a delayed model, which like usually a delayed model is a move or the block move, like displacement or the block displacement, but it's really slow. Like this is not what I would call a high quality displacement. What is the high quality displacement? I can show you. Like some like this, right? Look at the size of the move. This is a high quality displacement. This is not a high quality displacement. This is not even this. This is this is semi quality. This is a good quality displacement right here. Not this. Hell no. See, it's already rejecting, which is again a trap for buyers. But we'll see what it does. But again, listen to your intuition, bro. Like this is the most important fucking part of trading. At least for me. You don't have to do what I say, but what I say is made for you, for me to help you. Like everything I do is give advice on what I've learned through time, and why I do this is because I'm blessed with a brain that many people do not have, and I don't say this in any arrogant way. Like I say this because I know myself and I've compared myself to other people. And why I say this and why I try and give advice is because so many people might actually struggle with things that I had the brain to easily go over, and I had the brain to figure it out. So if some people don't have that, I want to help them because I don't know how to explain. Like I feel like that's one of my journeys in life to help people because not there's not many people like there. I don't know how to put this not arrogantly. There's a lot of people that will not be able to do this alone. Will not be able to find out that alone that intuition is the key in trading. And my job is because I'm blessed to learn these things fast and figure these things fast on my own. My job is to help them realize that. That's what I love coaching, and I love teaching a lot. I really love teaching, and it's just I love the art of teaching, and I also love teaching because yeah, I love it. So we'll see. A choppy break. I'm not gonna be mad even if it works. I'm gonna go smoke. Whatever happens, happens. We're gonna have high probability days, even though bias is pretty solid. Um, yeah. I don't think I felt hesitant with no reason. I feel like the trade is indeed really choppy. Like even if it works, it was a risky trade to take, and it still has a really high chance of reaction of this long. Ooh. So working pretty well. God damn. Already almost at the war, but as I said, I don't think this was a worthy trade to be in. Yes, our hard time frame Joe is here. We might get another opportunity, but for me, we had good hard time frame. We had good intraday profile, but we lacked entry. We lacked entry. Why? Yes, we did break a really pivotal point that is really significant, which was this gap here. We did break it, but what is this break? Yes, we didn't have any reason to technically react off here, so that's what maybe would have made it worth it. But still, here I would have liked to see a displacement. Like, we don't have any gaps here. I don't like trading like with no gaps. So it is what it is. I'm probably gonna go to sleep, come back to um. Ooh, this looks bearish. It looks like it's gonna drop. Maybe DAX can sell as well. I don't know. I'm probably gonna monitor DAX while I'm on bed, but yeah, not really a worthy trade for me. So yeah, maybe if we get a retrace within this consolidation and then start going higher again, I'll consider. So I don't know. Still gonna probably watch it, but I'm gonna go to sleep and sit in bed and yeah, just let the trade run on the demo. Yeah, probably looks like it's gonna hit TP, but it is what it is. I'm gonna trust my intuition. I'm not gonna doubt my intuition for 1 second. Yes, we did break a really pivotal point. I didn't like the entry. I didn't like the momentum. It is what it is. Too close to London highs. There was some red flags that I didn't like. So it is what it is. Either if we skip a trade that's winning, as long as my intuition is not wrong, I think this in the long term is gonna help. This is just the randomness of the market still providing the trade to work. But we'll see. I cannot really tell right now if my intuition was wrong or right, but I still think it was okay. Like for me, just this little misalignment here caused me not to want to enter this trade. So other than that, was a pretty solid trade even for AUD USD, which is not a London pair. But yeah, I'm gonna come back for New York probably. I was actually looking at euro, which looks pretty bearish here. Actually, looks like the failed swing scenario started playing now. 0507. I think this is at least a 50-minute PI. Not really, but I don't really have high time frame influence for this trade. That's why I think this is not a high quality trade, even though my intuition is signaling. If it would have had some higher time frame influence to look for the short, it would have made a bit more sense, right? For now, it's not really it. Like, I see this inversion here, it's not that clean, but I see this inversion, the failed swing. This is a good bearish entry pattern, good intraday profile, but in this case, good intraday profile at Rate Asia with a failed swing, but we lack higher time frame influence. Basically, we just have, like, it's not, I wouldn't even call this a valid rejection block because it doesn't have previous structure. So not really a valid trade though. AUDUSD is still very highly likely to play out apparently, but as I said, I don't regret my choice of not entering here. The entry was whack, lacked momentum. It will most likely still work, but it just lacked momentum, sadly. So yeah, pretty much it. DAX is indeed on the highs, but I don't like structure here. I don't really like how structure looks. So pretty much it. We did do a good job on choosing AUDUSD for our trade today, even though I rarely do this. AUDUSD I usually trade in New York, but today I had my intuition basically telling me I should choose. Yeah, but we'll see. It's okay. Even if you don't have a winning trade, that's completely okay. I don't regret not taking it because I understand why this was iffy, and in the long term, this is gonna save me from future losses. Now, in turn, we might have a really good opportunity to get back into this trade because now we have an inducement low. So now if price comes back into this area and retest that consolidation and gives us a better entry pattern, then we can actually get in and have a really good trade. That's why I'm still gonna watch this.
I also enter, I feel like this demo trade on Euro, like a demo trade, but I feel like our entry is too up. So maybe something like this, targeting Asian lows here. I think this will be fine. It's kind of this 3 minute over the block. I feel like maybe more like this. Yeah, with a stop loss like 19.5. Not so much R, but still. It's a demo trade because again we don't have higher time frame confluence to look for this trade, but it's good enough for a demo trade. That's why I say, like, even euro, for example, euro, it looks like it's working. Oh, it it looked like it worked. This is a play my intuition picked, right? I could have went short here because of my intuition, but I didn't. Why? Because I need to have higher time frame context. So there needs to be a mix between intuition and rules in your trading. So I cannot just trade based on intuition, because this will position myself sometimes in low quality scenarios. For example, here we didn't have any confluence higher time frame for going short. We're just basically going against trend. This is why I demo trade. Like, there was pretty much no reason. We had lower time frame confluence looking really good. We had two rules checking the trade to look for sells, but we didn't have higher time frame, which is the most important part of trading sells here. Is the most important part. Yeah, exactly. We came into this. It might work, but again, it doesn't conclude with my rules. Same with this trade, right? Same with this trade. It's the same thing. We had higher time frame, we had intraday profile, but the entry was choppy, so I didn't take this. There needs to be a blend between intuition and rules, and that's what I've been doing here. Like, that's why I demo trade a lot, because there are a lot of times misalignment between my rules and I cannot take them. Like, even if I trade heavily relying on my intuition, I cannot just take entries because my intuition clicks on something. Like, I have to have higher time frame, which in this case we had really strong higher time frame. We're going bullish towards drawn liquidity, which is this highs here. Same with 1 hour, we had an inverse here which would retested 50-minute FVG, but the entry just wasn't it. Like, we just lacked momentum here on breaking higher. We just lacked momentum, so I couldn't take the entry. Same with euro, I had a good read on price, but I cannot just take, like, I cannot just take trades with a higher time frame. That's just troll. That's just like brain dead. The higher time frame is the most important part in trading. Like, also here, we're looking like we're going lower on DAX, but I don't like structure here. You might go, but I don't really like structure. So I feel like intraday is lacking here. So yeah, just misalignment between my rules, and I cannot take, like, in the long term, this is gonna help me take winning trades. If we sweep this low, yeah, I might be down to take another trade. If we come back into this area and give us a re-entry, come into break even and give us a re-entry, yeah, I might be down. That's why I have an alert here, but otherwise I don't regret not taking my entry here because we lack displacement. So I said many times that I need higher time frame, I need intraday profile, and I need entry. If one of those is lacking, I'm not gonna take any trades. In this case, we lacked entry. In the euro case, we lacked higher time frame. It's just misalignment between trades. Then these three rules with a blend of intuition allows me to take high quality trades every time. But yeah, euro, let's see. Euro kind of looks like it's invalidating. This is why I didn't want to trade, but maybe widen stop loss because he has a high chance of coming exactly into this high, retesting it and holding lower. This is what my intuition tells me. These are like decisions that my intuition does sometimes. Like, for example, even in this case, we had kind of deep pullback. Relatively, I expect the price to displace off this low, but my intuition doesn't necessarily tell me that the trade is over. So it tells me widen stop loss above this high, because price might come here and respect this level. Like, again, these are decisions I would make in live trading as well because of my experience, basically. AUDUSD is still slow. We're probably gonna get that lunchtime. This is probably gonna be a lunchtime setup or a New York Open, but we'll see. Overall, still really solid. I really like AUDUSD going higher towards that drawn liquidity. But other than that, not really. GEO, I don't like this. We kind of like similar. Like, I would like to see this low swept here, but other than that, not really any setups. It's USD JPY kind of failing to break. It might break lower again, but not clicking. So we're just being patient. This is how profitability looks like. Rules with a blend of intuition. Rules with intuition. This is profitability. So that's what we're waiting for. Like, if there's no setup, there's no setup. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna improve, and I'm still gonna get better, regardless if there's a setup or it isn't. Like, if we don't get a setup, if we didn't like the entry here, we're gonna probably get another entry later on. So there's no reason to be mad, or I don't know, be mad that we didn't take this, because as I said, this is not a good entry for me. So if it's not a good entry, regardless of price going, maybe hitting TP without giving us a re-entry opportunity, I'm not gonna regret it, because I know this entry pattern here in the long term is gonna save me from losses. It's gonna save me from losses. So even if you see the trade work right now, that's just the randomness of the market. That's just the randomness on the market. And in the long term, 3 out of 10 trades will work with the entry pattern like this. The main reason it worked is because of higher time frame here and just intraday profile being too strong for it to care about entries. But in the long term, it's still this entry pattern. Yeah, it's gonna help me. It's gonna help me filter trades. Let's see euro. Yeah, see, like we can. This was initially my point of entry, but I didn't really expect price to come that deep. But yeah, it looks like it's still gonna work. And if it's gonna work, it's gonna go low because initially, yes, Asian lows. Generally, I think the equal lows will be main target for price if we go lower now. But I feel like it's probably gonna go lower towards this if it rejects now. And this is no reason to be bearish. Like this is no reason just because of some equal highs we're massively bullish. We didn't take any higher time frame objective. This is just an equal highs here and a rejection block. That's it. That's the only reason we basically selling. And that was just my intuition picking up as you know on DXY. As soon as in my analysis, even I said that. Even in my analysis, high time will look like this person, but price action is really balanced, so we might see a retracement soon, meaning we go bullish. So on the 15 I said Asia doesn't look strong, so that's why one of the reasons I'm expecting some bullish delivery, which is of these equal lows. Either we see a reversal of sell side, which is these lows and rejection block for London, or we see a displacement and initiation lower. So I said that I'm looking. My intuition was picking up on a reversal of this equal highs, which DXY means this equal lows, which we're kind of basically doing right now. So yeah, my intuition just picked up on this, but we don't have higher time frame influence to trade behind it. So it's a troll trade. It's a low probability trade, and if I keep taking trades like this will not help me stay consistent in the market. Like there needs to be some rules to ensure consistency. And hard time for me is definitely the most important rule ever in trading, because hard time frame is a big part of higher probability. So even if this trade might work right now, in the long term these trades are gonna get fucking destroyed, like raped. They're gonna get stopped out really easily, regardless of my intuition picking up on it. Intuition needs to pick up and validate each of these 3 rules, and the most important is higher time frame, and we don't have any confluence at all on hard time frame. We didn't even take any objective. We didn't take anything. Like we're too far off this to consider that a buy sell liquidity rate. Price is around here, so yeah, maybe considering this, I think it's a weekly reclaimed gap. Yeah, like this might be a confluence, but it's kind of a forced confluence. That's why we might see some intention lower, but yeah. If we're respecting this bullish gap, pretty much either we fail off here again and form a mini fractal low, or we just go towards highs easily and destroy. But I really like how AUD is building sell side here. This will be a really good sweep. From this would be a really good entry that I would actually like to take on AUDUSD compared to the other pairs. So AUDUSD stays intact for me. Yeah, pretty much it. If we manage to get that retracement. So yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna leave the alert open in case price comes and gets it. We're gonna wait for this. It looks decent. We're still in the Euro trade. Ooh. It would be crazy to respect this stop loss, but it's probably over. But I do like DAX looks decent, but I don't really like it that much. But I feel like AUD still holds some potential. I don't think this gap really scares me. We also have buy side liquidity just stacked on the highs right now. But we again need some structure to be formed. Yeah, we need some structure to be formed. We need to see some type of rebalance, then break of that, and then we can enter. Until then, no real reason to. I'm also gonna monitor DAX because if this gap gets like invalidated, we still have potential to look lower. Based on the higher time frame, maybe. We'll see. So higher time frame is a bit ping pongy on DAX. We're probably gonna watch here. I want to see how we behave around this areas. I want to see a high formed and then break it, or we just break straight to it. But I don't know. I kind of want to see a deeper pullback. It's a bit of an aggressive reaction, so I don't know about this though. If we want to trade again, so we're also reaching into lunchtime, so I'm not sure about. Maybe we come for the lows. I'm not sure though. We'll see. I'm gonna still monitor it, but for now I'm just waiting. Like I'm waiting. I'm not really. It's gonna take a bit of time to form. looking kind of bearish. We have a 50-minute POI printed right now, so I don't know if I'm really down to try and continue on buying here on this pair. DAX though, getting a potential short here that I executed on my phone, but it's just like the 4 hour is a really weird spot, like, because it's kind of ping-pongy, because we do have this really good breaker here, and we do have this 4 hour FVG, so we do not have like a clear direction. We can either start failing and going lower, or we can just go and disrespect higher. So it's not a clear. These are not scenarios I want to trade in. Like, even if it works, I don't really care. Like, for me, 4 hour getting, like, it's not clear. It's not a clear way or a clear direction to see the market. And when it's not clear, that's when I don't want to trade. Like, especially in this case, it's not clear. Yeah, it has a chance of going lower. This is kind of what I expected, but we need to see some confluence for us to think that way. Otherwise, we can just, we rate the liquidity here, we inverse this gap, we can easily just hold higher and go over. That's why I didn't like this. Yeah, so not really great scenarios, I would say. And now it does look like it has potential to go bullish, but for me it also looks like it has potential to do something like this. So unless we see this invalidated, I cannot enter the trade. This is a clear danger zone. A 50-minute FVG is a clear danger zone, which I need to wait to get invalidated. So if we don't get no setup today, that's completely fine. I'm still waiting on this GU sweep of the lows. I think it's still gonna be a pretty decent setup with a 1 hour FVG. This GU setup actually tops right now because it's not that as weak as AU. DAX again might work, might not work. Euro still not, still like respected. See my intuition here saying, okay, we might come and retest this. My intuition once again came in clutch. I just said that earlier on the live. I explained that these are decisions I make based on my intuition. When I move my stop loss above here, even if it's a demo account, it doesn't matter. So yeah, no real opportunities for now. We're still holding this GU AUDUSD. I don't think I'm gonna keep on buying. Maybe if we sweep the low, I might consider, but even like that, we already have like switching to bearish structure with this 50-minute inverse right here. So it's not really a trade I want to take anymore. Cause we've ended it. Now we see why not taking the trade here ended up being a good choice. Cause now we would have just ended up getting stopped out. So yeah, probably the best pair which we're gonna wait for is GU. I like GU equal lows here. I like area of the CVG. So we're waiting for price to rebalance the CVG, and we're still gonna target higher. For AUDUSD looks weak right now. Looks like it's gonna come towards the lows. It's gonna manipulate and come back here. But even if it does, it's gonna be way too risky to try. At this point, it's better off to try and sell. Yeah, it's better off to try and sell at this point because we are respecting. I didn't even see this small FVG we had here, which we are kind of respecting. So yeah, we're kind of respecting that 4 hour right there, and now we're inversing a 50-minute gap. So that's pretty significant confluence that we're going lower. I'm from Romania, bro. Where you from? Talibans. Talibans. It's just not really good opportunities. You will stay that way though. Otherwise, like it's just iffy. Like we have low probability days, so it's kind of expected. We do have low probability days today, so I do like the equal lows here. Want to use the JPY, but I don't know about shorty though. Ooh, I didn't even see this, but we have a 4 hour inverse here. Ooh, okay. This might be a good setup, so this becomes one of my priorities. If we sweep the side, I'm kind of down to short this. At least land highs to get swept. So I'm kind of down for USD Down for GU. AU is probably gonna be a loser. He's probably most likely gonna sell, but sells are not good for us here. Nah, there's no way I'm looking to sell off this. There's no way. There's no way. There's legitimately not worth it. Like buys is clearly bullish, so selling here is just troll. We might come just for London stop losses here. So yeah, that falls. Euro probably will work in the end. It formed a really strong high here. So in the end, they're probably gonna work. They're drawing towards these lows here, which this actually become my target. So that's probably gonna be it. Yeah, no realistic opportunities today. I do like Geo and UG. This is gonna be the price. I do like this. So a sweep here, maybe tap in the premium. 4 hours clearly bearish. We have a pretty clear high time frame draw, which is this low. You don't really have an area of resistance. We have this gap here. So until it's not even a gap. I thought it's a gap. Let me see. So price is here, really. Yeah, it's kind of in here. Yeah, but I still think Joe in here is gonna be pretty easy. So we'll see. 4 hour, yeah, inverse. We should continue going lower. We have a really good. Yeah, this is actually a really clean setup for me. Triple equal lows here based on liquidity for our FVG. We don't really have a reason to go higher until we reach back into the sell side. So I'm gonna wait for a sweep here. With GU, same idea. AU will fall. I'm not gonna watch it. Same with UK, Euro, same. Like no real opportunities. GU and UJ. Fuck, 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 fuck. Bum, 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 bum. So now, since probably it's lunchtime, I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna come back. Like, if I'm gonna have a trade, I'm most likely gonna live stream again. This looks bearish. This looks very bearish. We just retested that inverse and now we're going lower. So that is really bearish. Euro will probably hit TP, as I said. Just think about my intuition play here. If you see this live, just go back and see my intuition play. Euro most likely gonna hit TP. DAX still, I didn't like it, so that's pretty much it. We're still watching UJ and GBP USD. So if these trades are gonna occur, I'm gonna start the live. But right now, I just wanna take a break. I wanna chill a bit. We have the gap between London and New York, so I'm just gonna chill. And yeah, still gonna monitor these trades. I really like how GEO's coming lower. This is exactly what I would have liked to see from AU coming lower here. AU came impulsively, while GEO, see how slow and balanced it comes down. This is what I would have liked to see. But yeah, we're gonna watch UJ and GU. So yeah, I'm gonna come back if there's gonna be a trade. If not, this is probably gonna be the stream for today. Yeah, gonna plan on making a lot more content soon. Let me actually start my webcam. It's not working. Oh, it worked. So I'm gonna make a lot of content soon because I'm buying a new PC. Content is gonna be, I'm gonna be way more productive with a new PC. So you're gonna see more content, you're gonna see more value, and you're gonna see me get out of the break-even phase, because right now that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get our first payout soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like UJ still waiting for some proper confluence here. I'm not just gonna take it, but we're gonna be waiting for that first payout. No matter how much it takes, at some point I'm gonna succeed, and it's gonna be on this account. So yeah, just stay tuned, and I'm gonna see